But even down in there, look. Not much you can see in there, but hello folks, welcome to another video, our first video of 2023. This is actually our first week back at work. We started back on the 3rd, so that'll give you an idea of how far behind these videos are recorded, because this won't be going out anywhere near that time. I suspect earliest middle of January this video will go out. Yeah, had a good break. Hope you all had a good break. Let's start talking about what we've got. It's fairly empty out here at the moment because we deliberately keep it sort of quiet because we actually shut down for Christmas, and it's the only time we get to paint the floor and everything else, so we deliberately try and have not too many cars here. That one is in for a load of sort of mechanical stuff and modifications here and there. I know we're fitting some underbody braces, butterfly braces and things like that, so we'll see that one when it's up in the air. This one, I don't know if you saw this. If we did a video, I can't remember. I apologise if I'm going through things that I've already gone through. But this car, it was in for rust repairs to this side, what we believe to be the usual sort of stuff, and painting the engine bay. And I remember, is it on the other side as well? Can't remember now. Yeah, it was a seal repair on this side as well. But yeah, basically what we discovered was at some point in its life it had a quarter, and often when we see that's been done by, you know, what you term as an accident repair company, they don't put in the rust protections that are required, and you can see that along all the seams it's just going everywhere. In here, look, all this has been eaten away. So anyway, you know, we've gone back to the customer, even down in there, look. Not much you can see in there, but gone back to the customer saying it needs a full quarter, full seal, and everything else associated with that, and they've decided that they're not going to continue at this time. So the car is going to be leaving us, unfortunately. Shame, it would have been a nice one to do, but it's not happening. That one there, we've started looking at that one. Roy's going to be working on this. Our plan with this is someone that we've known for a long time. They're very attached to this car. So our plan is to get it everything that's a problem exposed, and then get the customer back in to just look over everything again, because there's been, you know, there's areas that we knew about, and then we've estimated for and are that covered, but other things have come to light as we started stripping it. You know, obviously A-pillar areas, and we've also discovered that this is do you know what? I'm ordering a new camera today. This one's winding me up. The gimbal on it just is pointing in whichever direction it wants. We've also discovered that this has also had a rear quarter early in its life. We've done repairs, we did them years ago, back I think when we were in our first unit, and then moved into our new unit whilst we were carrying out the works on it, which was the unit before this unit we've got now, so long time ago. And I'm really pleased with how those repairs have held up on the back end here, because what we do now is better than what we did then. So for them to have held up as well as they have, given that this car also lives outside, I'm really pleased, because there isn't really any issues there. But this has had a quarter in its life as well, which may or may not look, because we see like things here, and there's a lot of rust in this seam down in here, so we're going to clean all that up, see whether it's clean upable or whether it needs rust repairs, and basically just find out exactly where we stand on this car, because they're looking to invest a lot of money in it, and we need to make sure it's right. So yeah, there's that. Chris has brought his car in today. First time he's had that out for quite a while. Right, let's go through into the workshop. It's looking nice in there because we painted, well, I say it's looking nice. We painted the floor and everything just before Christmas, but it doesn't take long to get dirty again. But, you know, start every year as best you can, because otherwise if you just leave it, it just gets worse and worse, isn't it? So yeah, that got you know, we painted all the floor and some of the walls and this and that. Yeah. So Ashley is doing a roof. Do you remember how to do that, Ash?
Yeah.
You sure?
Hey.
Phone's ringing. Right, this one here. Grant. Okay, Grant is.
I've got a picture of what Grant's practice.
Oh, have you? Well, hang on, I'll explain the situation first. So Grant has. I don't know if anyone's noticed it in any of the video. What?
Just tell them the truth. Turn it around. Like, Grant is an absolute Star Trek fan, and he's had an operation so he can perform that without any problem at all.
Right. Okay. Grant has a condition with his hands. I can't remember what it's called, but basically the tendons in these two fingers shorten, and if people may have noticed it in videos that one of his hands was basically like that, and he couldn't physically straighten those fingers, and every now and then he'd get them trapped in things. He'd sort of work on a car and get it hooked up in there. He had one of his hands was done years ago, corrected years ago, and he, you know, he's been on the waiting list to have the other one done, because it's slowly, over time, it slowly gets worse and worse and worse. And yeah, he got the date about a month ago of when it's going to be, and it's now. So he probably isn't going to be here for about 6 weeks while he recovers from that, which is a bit of a blow, because we obviously booked for him to be here, because it was quite short notice of the date of the operation. We'll just have to cope. So you'll see possibly me and Ashley working a little bit on Grant's ramp over this period of time. Yeah, this one here, which is on Grant's ramp at the moment, is the one which had the rear quarter damage. Jake did the rear quarter on it. That came back from paint just before Christmas, and it's having a new roof now, which is pretty much the last job to do on it. Although I spoke to the customer this morning, he's asked us to put a new MOT on it. So yeah, I mean, once that's all cleaned up, you're not even going to know that had that quarter. It's come out really, really well, given how badly damaged it was. So let's go and see Roy, who's just started cutting open and having a drink. Have you got? Is there something stronger in there?
I need it. Right, actually saying that, yes, look. There's actually metal in the
Good bit of iron content, or is that just rust?
No, it's just rust.
So, just cut this one open. Had a repair somewhere else. I don't know. So we've known this customer for a little while as well, 2 or 3 years ago, and rust coming back through, so we're now going to do it.
Yes.
And do it right.
Yes.
So it doesn't come back.
No.
Yeah, okay.
A little bit more than what we thought, but...
Well, it's always the same, isn't it? When it's been repaired somewhere else, you never know exactly what you're going to be dealing with until you get it open. So
there's everything this side basically. Inner upright, inner sill, rear box section, ceiling plate.
And what are we allowed for?
I think we haven't allowed for that.
Right.
I mean, everything else is allowed for.
Is it? Okay.
Apart from that.
That inner upright.
Inner upright. And the
Okay.
inner
Won't be too far away then.
Not too far.
Yeah.
Nice, no.
Cool.
The other side is not looking happy.
We're not doing the other side, are we?
Doing another side, so
We'll give you an idea. I mean, this side looks worse, but only slightly worse, really. But yeah, you can see where they've sort of plated over the top, and it's coming back up through here as well. I think it was probably filled, was it? Did you find filler in the other side?
Lots of filler,
yeah.
Lots of filler. Yes, it's snowed around here. Did you your camera?
Oh, this is doing my head in, this
It's on a
camera.
squiff, isn't it?
It's just pointing wherever it wants to point.
No,
I think I'll be. No, it's because I've just adjusted it. If I can manually adjust it, but yeah, it's not. I think I'm going to order a new one.
You said that for Christmas.
I know, but you know, it's more expensive, isn't it? This one, I think you've seen. Jake, the customer's given the go ahead. Basically, it came in. It's been off the road for a few years, and basically wants it recommissioned. And it's kind of a sort out all the rust works and then recommissioning from a mechanical standpoint and doing things like refurbishing wheels. It's actually quite a nice model. It's one of the first, I think it's the first UK limited edition. So Jake is cracking on.
Hello.
So yes, he's already done inner upright, sill end plate, inner seal, and he's just doing the rear box section, rear jacking point at the moment. And then outer skin, yeah?
Yeah, outer skin, hopefully. I'll bring it down. But how bad it was. It's very, very clean right in that arch.
That was it?
Yeah, very, very clean.
Right, so we'll probably be leaving.
It'd just be a shame to...
Yeah, we like to try and keep the originality as much. There's no bulge in there at all, is there?
It's nice and smooth.
Good way to tell is just pinch finger either side and just run around and just see if there's two pieces of metal there, whether they're starting to push themselves apart. You'll feel a bulging, and there's none of that, so we know it's pretty good in there.
Yeah, that's quite a nice one, this one.
Yeah, I'm pleased he's doing it because it's one of those cars that's sort of, you can tell it's obviously stood for a long time,
Yeah.
but
I think we looked it up. In fact, it's been stood for over 10 years
was it?
from its MOT history.
No, okay.
Was it? How long? We searched it up, didn't we? Yeah, sitting. Well, I guessed. I think it was like been sitting for 8. Well, that's about 8 years. I think it's 11. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
I think it was 11 years. It's just been sitting. So
Did
it
I
is.
throw away so much? Kirsty's car had a set of those wheels on it when we first got it.
Did we get offered some like really?
No.
What happened?
Years ago, I was at Bromley Pageant, which in the UK is a show. I don't know what it's called, pageant, but it's a car show. And there was a trader that had loads of these brand new in boxes, and I was in the Speedster, and I couldn't be bothered to buy them. I was a bit hungover. There was a wedding. It was a wedding the night before, and I saw them and was like, I should probably buy all of those.
Yeah, but didn't we then have
Just
one
couldn't
of
be
these?
bothered.
Didn't we then have one of these come in and we had to do a restore on it, and his alloys were like shot, and then it was like it was a case of then it was like you said like there was some.
But we can refurbish this.
Yeah.
Because these are they're actually green inside. Well, it should be. Still see it. So this should be diamond cut face. That's right. Yeah. Should diamond cut face, and there should be the British Racing green in there. So that's what we'll be doing. Anyway, right, Skeletor.
You want to talk about this then?
Yeah.
Done.
Metallised. Is this? Have you been scaling it up?
Hey?
Well, that's what you used to do when you wanted to scale up a drawing. Back when I was at school, you draw a grid over your drawing, and then you draw a bigger grid over your next drawing, and scale everything up. Is that what you were doing?
No, it's for where my spot weld's going. Yeah, so back end's welded now.
Cool.
Just got to do sealant.
So those of you who may or may not know, this is one we've bought to sell. It's already sold, and we're just going through everything. Anyone who's been following the videos will know that, but anyone new to it won't.
Yeah, so that's all done. Apart from clean up the underseal, but I'm just doing some more rust at the front.
What have you found?
Well, the wings, one wing's actually really good, but there was a hole which I found here.
All right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I thought I'd best weld that up.
Yep. Not going to leave it.
Well, why not? So once that is done, then it's the bit of small
A-pillar.
surface rust up there. I don't think it's anything bad. But
Okay.
I'll get that done, take the doors off, get Roy to take the windscreen out, clean that area up. Yeah.
And we got new Monster
New Meister R's going on here. So this is
full under seal, cavity wax, full respray,
yeah. So basically, I think
fully serviced. All the servicing work's been done, isn't it?
yeah. So get that welded, windscreen will come out, get the doors off, start getting the A pillars cleaned up. That'll probably take me to the end of play today, and then it'll start getting it cleaned up for an underseal on Monday. Tuesday late afternoon, start stripping it for paint, go to paint Thursday.
Cool.
Wednesday, Thursday. This wing is good to use.
Right.
The other side,
We're going to do a lower repair
no,
on
I
it.
think we have to change the whole wing.
Oh, really? That sucks.
Well, I mean, it's a wing, so it flies. Or a guard, depending on where you are in the world. Shout out to our friend Ben. This is a wing.
Yeah, not a fender? No, he calls it a guard, doesn't he?
Guard,
Yeah.
So yeah, this one. Rust.
Hang on,
Rust.
camera's not doing much.
I mean, it's,
Oh, it's surface.
it is very minor and small.
Yeah.
We could clean it up. It all depends really on how this comes, but the fact that it's there and then there's an issue there, it's there. And there's other wings. The other wings here. You can see that.
That's good. That one's, yeah.
It's blue.
I would say
It's not
that
brown.
wing's been replaced, but they've actually been replaced correctly.
Well, this is what we do.
Yeah,
When we replace a wing,
we paint the inside.
we paint the inside, and it just goes. I don't know how long this has been on, but it just goes to show you that if this wing wasn't painted, this wouldn't be as good. It's got a few little bits here.
Because usually they're standard, they're grey. New, when they were new, they were like that, they're grey.
Yeah.
But when they're,
Aftermarket.
well, not aftermarket, but new replacements now, even genuine ones, are black on the inside, and the coating that's there isn't
No,
enough.
it doesn't. It doesn't
It's
resist
not.
moisture that well. It's very thin. Resists moisture and stops rusting.
So that's been replaced at some point, that wing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And replaced correctly.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
that's it.
that's it.
So yeah, it should be at the paint shop next week, and then it's on to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next.
Which is a
one.
Monza, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I've got 99 problems that my MX5's got one.
Bye. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.